Welcome to the second Dark Saviour video log. I'm Dezaras Prime and my hair is still wild. A few things I want to talk about. Uploaded the pilot. From the intel I can see, it seemed to be well received. Burn Unit enjoyed it, which is good because if he wants to work with me, I've got to put stuff out that he's going to want to be a part of. No comments on YouTube, no likes on YouTube, I don't think, but where I linked it on the DCUO forum, a few likes on that, so I'm hoping other people have enjoyed it as well. There are a few things I want to talk about regarding the pilot, and Byrne actually asked me what didn't I like about it, because he couldn't see anything wrong, and I mentioned it briefly. I will go into a bit more detail here. The problem was, there's a few problems with a project like this. One being that the faces are pretty much expressionless on the characters, but there's no facial animation or anything, they're just there like that. Or if your dad, you had a few more wrinkles and shit. But it's about injecting personality into the characters. I've done voice acting, not professionally, but I've been doing voice work on my own projects for 5 years now. And it's a case of, most of the voice work I've done has been trying to imitate other characters like Transformers, the soap, and the Doctor Who stuff, and Batman, and that. It's like, try to use their voices as best as can and try to emulate their personalities. With this, I've got to create fresh personalities. I've got to create character to match the characters. And when the faces are just like, then it's a bit harder to. So I'm having to project more and trying to build these characters more in my voice. It's no different to using an action figure in the sense of, you'll never see Bludgeon smile unless I post-production it. But it's bringing my own characters across, and I try and use the emotes, but the emotes are so limited. That's one of the restrictions. That's one of the things that I have to work within what the game offers. Another thing I have to do, and this is something I need to consider more, the scripts, because I do write scripts for it. And I can't go out and write anything that the game can't let me do. I can't, in Season 1, have a League Hall scene because I don't have a League Hall. I can't decide, I'm going to go and team up with Batman tonight. It doesn't work. So it's a case of I work with what the game offers me. And it offers me a lot. It's offered me a lot more than I thought it would, actually. I've found it a lot smoother. However, there are certain instances where I wrote dialogue, or I didn't put enough dialogue in. Right before he starts the Brainiac attack outside the GCPD, there was supposed to be a scene where he was hovering, and it was like have the swarm in the place. Just a little bit of conversation over the communicators about the situation. I realised I didn't actually have the appropriate footage for that. Could have gone back and reshot it, but I didn't want to. It wasn't an important scene. But it's just stuff like that that I've got to be wary of. Make sure I've got the stuff I need that can that works, and make sure it all fits together nicely. Another problem I had with it was the fight scenes. I did edit it as best as I could, and I'd interject a dad scene, which would allow me to cut out a lot of the fight, so the fight seems shorter than it actually is. And it's also having to stick to the guidelines of what the game makes you do. Rescue 5 exabyte targets. Why would you stop at 5? Why not carry on? That's what was in my mind at that point. So I had to like try and improvise and write up a way that then we go and rescue or unblock Oracle signal and stuff like that, and then there are other people that can help. But it's stuff like that that I have to like work around the game, and you challenge you to do so much, and then you move on. And it's a case of working around that. Rescue 10 citizens. Why would you only rescue 10 citizens? What would pull you away from rescuing 11 or 12 citizens? I need to, be mindful of that sort of thing. Fights were a bit weird as well. Because at first when I was doing it brawling, and I don't fight brawling, called Dezaras, he uses axes. He will in episode 2. The fighting was a bit too loose and a bit all over the place, and I can give it a pass at this stage because he's still learning to fight. He's still a rookie, if you will. He's not a fighting expert or a weapons mastery expert or anything like that at this point. He's still learning, so I can give him a pass on that, but I would like, at the end of the day, to tighten up the fight sequences. And I'll be throwing some more dialogue as well, because that would, like, it's just line and so on. So that's another thing that I want to try and work on. Yeah, I did actually, the dialogue I did add into the fight scenes, I actually went back and watched that and then wrote the appropriate dialogue for it. Like when the exabyte target bubble guy gets shot out of his hand, oh, come back, come back. Oh, what do you know? That was, I wrote that because it happened in the game. It wasn't intentional. It was just I wrote around the footage. And that's something I've got to I still need to write around the footage, but I need to make the footage work around me as well. And it's just stuff like that. Little niggling things, they don't bug me that much. I think the pilot went well. I enjoyed it. It's not often that I'll watch something of mine and enjoy it, because it's always in the back of my mind that, why would I enjoy my own stuff? That's a bit arrogant. That's just who I am. But I did enjoy it. I enjoyed making it. I enjoyed writing what I wrote of it. I enjoyed watching it. And I'm already working on episode 2. I've got some script wrote, I've got some footage recorded, and I've also, with episode 2, I've kind of increased the footage count as well. Of basically, in the scenes where Dad and Des are together, that's all from Des's perspective. If there's a scene from Dad's perspective when they're in the same building, it will be separate shot, and Des wouldn't be there. And with this, I've it's like when he's at the terminal while Des is upstairs getting changed. I actually just switched accounts, and I switched in, and I had Dad on the terminal. So technically, Des wasn't even there. Des wasn't logged in. But with this, with episode 2, I've kind of gone both ways. I've got shots from Des's perspective, and then I just basically, because I was using 2 computers, mine and my son's mother's computer, took my PC around there, just got them in the same. That's why I recorded the first one, but on this one, I actually just switched accounts regularly a few times between. So I'll be logged in as my main account on my PC, then I'd switch and go to my secondary account, and then so I could get the footage from the perspective of that. So there will be perspective footage of Des and Dad in this while they're in the same scene. I just hope it matches up. Now, going back to what I said earlier about character, I don't want everyone thinking Dad's a grumpy bastard. He's getting up there. I'd put him probably 50s in terms of how old he is. And yeah, he's not this grumpy, cantankerous bastard that he might come across as in that. But on the flip side, Dezaras' character, I mean, I'm a smart ass, I run my mouth a lot, talk trash and everything, and I'm highly sarcastic. So by proxy, the Dezaras character, being my character in the DC universe, would be an extension of that. And so basically, Dad needs to be able to keep up with me in a way. He needs to be able to put up with me. If that's probably a more appropriate term. He needs to be able to put up with me. You've got this sarcastic son that's running his mouth all the time and coming out with witty remarks at the most inappropriate time, like when he's trying to fight and save the world. So this isn't a Dad Taylor t-shirt, by the way, although it probably could ring true. It's just banter between them two, between me two. I voice both characters. I did the Dad voice, I do the Dad voice as well. It's just banter between them. They just wind each other up. Des winds Dad up, and Dad just snaps back at him in a non-malicious way. It's just the way they are. And that will continue because I think it's a good little thing. It kind of, like I say, adds character to it. And those blank faces, and there's words coming across. If I did it with subtitles, if I'd just done it like text stuff, then it wouldn't have come across as good. But being able to add a voice to it makes it so much better, I think. So that is something I'm going for in episode 2 and onwards and throughout, because I'm forgetting what I'm talking about now. I was thinking of mixed perspective when I was talking about something else, because my mind's just all over the place with different things at the minute. But yeah, all in all, I think the pilot went well. I think I'm excited to expand on it. Someone on the forums earlier was like, they posted a topic about what will happen, what will you do when the game ends. And I'm thinking, please don't, because I've got about 80 episodes to do with this. So I'm a forward thinker. I am a very forward thinker when it comes to this sort of thing. And yeah, I have ideas for season 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9. Because it's all ideas that I planned on doing in the RP. So those ideas already existed. It's just a case of adapting them for TV. So I've got plenty of material to keep me going. I just hope the game stays around for me to do that. Anyway, any other feedback, let me know. Because feedback is crucial. It's not just about the recognition. Oh, they've responded, they watched it. It's about knowing what I can do better and taking what I've got and improving it. And that's what I always aim to do. If you watch Transformers as soap, you'll know that. I always try and improve that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Any feedback, just don't be a dick, please. But yeah, that's about all I got for this. I've been Dezaras Prime, and you shall see me next time.